Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. I am joining our devotees in Cochin who are there on the site of the very famous place where Prabhupada set his lotus feet in the place of Cochin. There you can see on the slide a plaque that we have installed there commemorating 50 years of the Jaladuta journey. This happened in 2015. We call it the famous Milan Sthan, because that is where book Bhagavatam met with the person Bhagavatam. Because in this place, Prabhupada took on board the Srimad Bhagavatam sets, first canto that came to him, I think 200 of them, from Mumbai, and he loaded them here. I heard earlier that somebody asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, are you going to America, to the Western world? And Prabhupada said, no, Bhagavatam is going, I am accompanying. It was a very amazing comment Prabhupada made. And that was also reflected in the Padma Purana in a quote that says that Bhakti is telling Narada Muni that I will leave from Vrindavan and go to the Western world, which means Bhakti will go, and Bhagavatam signifies Bhakti. And Prabhupada very amazingly echoed that same quote by saying that Bhagavatam is going and I'm accompanying. So this is an amazing place for us. And we also had the opportunity to release the Srimad Bhagavatam in 2015 as an offering to Prabhupada on the same days that Jaladuta had docked, August 21st, 22nd. Actually, the Jaladuta came there a little earlier. So this is a very important place. And a slice of history is very useful for all of us here. Kochi is a very important place in the world map. Kochi is the place where the first colonizing group from Portuguese, that is led by Vasco da Gama, came there. And colonization started in India from Kochi. And he came in his famous ship, and that was somewhere in 1500s, and Vasco da Gama died in 1524 in Kochi. He's buried in a church, St. Francis Church, the oldest church in India, the first church set up in India. And in that place, amazingly, history, I met with Pope John Paul II in that church and gave him Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. So many historical things are involved, so I'm excited about telling you these things. So in that same place, this happened. So having mentioned that, are you able to see my screen? Hello?
Yes, we can see now.
Yeah. So that's a little history for you. And before that, it's connected with King Kulashekara of the famous Mukundamala Stotra fame. And King Kulashekara's kingdom had the Muziri port that was actually in the Periyar river floods wiped out. And then he established this Cochin as his port, doing a lot of trade with Arab countries and everything, with spices and everything. So Kochi has got a history like that, King Kulashekara's kingdom, and that was his port. And Vasco da Gama came there as the first colonizing effort. And then he, the evangelical whole thing was going on along with them also. And the first church was set up there. And I met with the Pope there and gave him Prabhupada's book. In this way, you will see from the same place Prabhupada came and loaded his Bhagavat. And Krishna consciousness was launched from there in terms of going with the Bhagavatam to the Western world and launching the International Society for Krishna Consciousness very soon there in New York. So this is an amazing history. I've been there to Boston and also met with Vanamali Prabhu. And the last time I was there, he spoke about this program. I'm so happy to be here for this. The brief history on board Jaladuta is on 20th August, actually left from Colombo on 19th, complaining of some seasickness, and then he landed on 20th August on the outskirts of the waters. They did not allow them to come in yet. They had to do some clearance and processing of papers, everything. So it stood there on 20th on the outside and the Cochin anchorage, and then came down inside on the 21st, but 20th happened to be Janmashtami, and Prabhupada celebrated Janmashtami on there where it was in the waters, and gave Captain Panda prasadam and spoke to them about Krishna. 21st was Prabhupada's birthday. He had finished 69 years and had embarked into the 70th year. And nobody was there to celebrate his Vyasa Puja. Nobody would have told him happy birthday. Nothing happened, but it was most uneventful. Maybe, but Prabhupada is creating history. On August 22nd, the Bhagavatam sets came there and they were loaded into the ship in the Jaladuta. It's called the Mattanjari Wharf. That's the same place where I showed you the plaque that we have put up. And August 23rd, Prabhupada set sail from there. And then, of course, his trial started. His seasickness came back and he had 2 heart attacks and all that happened on his sail. And then his amazing historical journey took place. I want to tell you also in 1492, Christopher Columbus set sail on his famous ship. I think it was called the Beagle or something. And with the Isabella, Queen of Spain, giving him special support, and then the Alexander Pope giving him special support to go and start evangelism of the highest order. And he lands up in America, and Pope writes to him and said, that's not our destination. Our destination is India. That's where we want to go. And colonization was set rolling with Columbus's this thing from the Western world also, from American quarters. But here in 1965, 2015, August 21st, 22nd, Prabhupada set sail from there to revolutionize the whole world with Srimad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Dharma, philosophy of Krishna consciousness, the holy name. So these are very historical pursuits, and Srila Prabhupada's pursuit is a fitting reply to colonization of the world in one way, for exploitation, for conversions, for whatnot, da. But at the same time, Prabhupada is setting sail to, I should say, spread Krishna consciousness and give a fitting reply to conquest of a different type. He conquered the world with God consciousness, with Krishna consciousness. So it's very important. Prabhupada, when he stayed there, Mr. Jairam Asher, one of our Life Patron members, gave him a car, and Prabhupada sat on his tour outside in Cochin in a car, and he saw the following things. Here is comments from his Jaladuta diary. Cochin is full of small islands with nice hutments, and there are 2 big islands connecting them with a nice iron bridge built by the British. Very observant, Prabhupada. And then he said it reminds him of Kalighat in the Toliganj area in Kolkata. And then he tasted that Nendra Param, it is called in Kerala. It's a huge banana. It's almost 1 feet long, or even more sometimes. And it's a huge banana. And Prabhupada noticed that and said, there's a particular kind of banana here. It's famous for that. Kerala banana chips are made out of that and exported all over the world. Prabhupada also see the Subhash Park and the High Court. And in this way, record was created, history is created, and I'm very happy to briefly recollect that here with you. So in the Golden Jubilee year in 2050, we offered Prabhupada the Srimad Bhagavatam in the Malayalam language. It was a very emotional gathering of all the BBT devotees, numbering about 25, 30 of them, and many other devotees from all over ISKCON in Kerala. And it was raining that day, and we had taken up a hall close in Cochin, and we offered the Srimad Bhagavatam to Prabhupada. We read out a Samarpana. We read out a whole offering to Prabhupada, and devotees were emotional, and I actually was in tears that 50 years later we're able to present you the Srimad Bhagavatam in the same place on the same date. In this way, Kochi is a very important thing, and we plan to, in the future, build up a Prabhupada memorial in the same place. We are working with the government to give us some place there. But right now, that place is even become historical. The first boat jetty has been set up immediately next to our pluck that we have put there. And we are seeking place there. And hundreds and thousands of people are going to be walking up and down and they'll be watching this. And that's the sacred place where Prabhupada docked and put his lotus feet in Kerala. So these are the few things that I wanted to share with you. And thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to do so. Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna. Now I'd request our devotees in Cochin to give you a little more idea of where this place is from, live from that place. I request Gopal Gaura Guru Prabhu, who has organized this event as the coordinator, to do the needful. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Go ahead.
Maharaj, could you please stop the screen sharing?
Yes.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I'll just take 2 minutes because I guess we are running a little behind schedule. So here we have the Srila Prabhupada Memorial Plaque, which was installed in 2015. And as Maharaj mentioned, you can see over this side, you have this water metro terminal. It's the world's first solar-powered water metro ferry system in the world. And we just going to be inaugurated. It just comes out into this plaque. And there will be a beautiful experience for thousands of people to come and see here. Over this side, this is the cruise terminal, that part of the port. It's a bit further there. So we have international tourists coming from all over the world in cruise liners, and they come here and they see this place. And probably you can also see the devotees here. They're all waiting, and we're just going to have the arati. And we have these wonderful devotees here. It's a defense area, so we're not allowed much of gathering here. But then we are praying, we are actually connecting with the government authorities to have a leased location, a government sponsored leased location where we can build a bigger memorial. And last but not the least, in fact, the most important, we would like to bring you closer to Srila Prabhupada Murti here. Maharaj was speaking about the book Bhagavatam and the person Bhagavatam meeting here. This is a Milan Sthan, the place of divine transcendental meeting, where Srila Prabhupada and his Srimad Bhagavatam first cantos, they join together to sail through these waters to the west. So we just want to leave you with that wonderful, experience. And also we are offering the Arati here. Please show the Arati so that the devotees can honor those Arati. And thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Prabhupada Anniversary Mahamahotsav ki
Jai.